In Japan,
Yeah.
you can hire someone to apologize on your behalf. What do you think of this? What's your take?
Yes, people need to learn how to apologize. People don't know the real meaning of an apology. I think it's half-assed.
Half-assed.
I think it's half-assed. Yeah.
It's like, can someone have sex on your behalf? Can you go and ask someone to, like, I'm just like feeling it, but could you just go and do it?
It's a saggy thing, bro. I swear, I got that as an apology. I said, why are you unnecessarily blaming your planets and your zodiac for something shitty you did? It's a you thing.
Meri love lingo, love lingo, love lingo. Suddenly meri to love lingo.
I was just 17 when I bought into this dream. You know the kind, marry early, move abroad. And this dream was sold to me by a family friend, this uncle and auntie who lived between Mumbai and London. I believed it and I wanted it. So one day they called. Some folks from London are over. Why don't you join us for lunch? I'm like, okay, this is my shot. So I wore a salwar kameez and I showed up early and eager. But when I got there, something felt off. No introductions, no conversations, just tasks. Help in the kitchen, serve the guests, and cut fruit for a fruit salad. In that moment, I was so angry with myself. I was so embarrassed. I wanted to just leave, but I did not. I wanted to say so many things, but I did not. And I realized later that I had actually thrown myself into this good girl syndrome once again.
It's really funny. You dressed in a salwar kameez hoping to find a groom, and they handed you a broom?
Exactly.
How brutal were they? But it's almost poetic justice. Now going back to the good girl syndrome, I've never been accused of being a good girl. If anyone called me a good girl, I would take that as an insult.
Why?
Because it would be confirming to their definition of what a good girl is. Hi, this is Ursula Qureshi, the bad girl who stays bad.
Hi, this is just Sagu, the good girl who's gone bad. And today's guest on Love Lingo podcast is someone who knows a thing or two about shedding those good girl labels. In her roles, in her book, in real life, she has chosen courage over compliance and voice over validation. Kubra Sage in the house.
Oh my God, I'm a fangirl. Wow, thank you girls for having me here. This is so fun.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Let's make some noise in the house, guys.
Woo!
We got Kubra here with us.
You
Yay!
guys wanted her in season 1, she's here in season 2. Wow.
Yes, and if I'm good, then they'll call me for season 3.
If we're
That's all
good,
you have to do as an actor.
if we're good,
You have to keep working. Though. Like first, please don't kill my character. Please don't kill my character. I have to come back.
kill your character on a podcast? Can we even do that?
I don't know. Maybe I think with this whole conversation around freedom of speech, characters can kill themselves on a podcast. Yes,
Before we get lost in the frenzy, do you remember the first time we met?
I do. This is my version of it. Yeah. So I believe it was Bangalore. I don't necessarily remember if it was an afternoon lunch or whether it was New Year's Eve.
Oh,
But I do know it was at our friend's bungalow.
yeah.
And in my head, I was very happy that Ursula is my cousin. It's very simple, boss. Like if you have met someone in Bangalore, they're Muslim and they know people you know, you are cousins.
Yeah.
So we are cousins. But this is my memory. And then I met Jazz with you.
Yeah. You sure about that? Because I have my doubts.
No. I met you guys together. And then I remember you guys invited me home
Yeah.
for a meal once.
Yeah. In Bombay.
And yeah.
And we were supposed to do something with.
Yeah. And
Kind
we're
of.
doing it now.
So, Kubra, we are dissecting the good girl label. So, when you think of the good girl label, what is it that comes to your mind?
The first thing that comes to my mind is interestingly like a poster. And I think we can Google that poster because it's so interesting. By definition of that poster that I had read as a child, good girls don't talk to boys. Good girls don't wear short skirts. Good girls don't abuse. good girls don't wear lipstick.
Ah.
Good girls don't do anything that. Basically, good girls listen to what's told to them. So I think mota moti,
Do girls fuck boys?
so they don't even meet boys.
Oh,
So this is very far.
that's not even.
No, not at all.
कहाँ लेके जा रहे?
कहाँ लेके जा रहे हैं? हो ही नहीं सकता ना.
हो ही नहीं
मीट ही मत करो ना तुम पहले.
अच्छा,
तुम
sorry.
मेट की बात
हाँ,
कर रहे
हाँ,
हो.
आप कहीं ले जा रहे थे. Yeah.
So yeah, I think all of those things were a part of that poster. तो अच्छी लड़कियां कौन है और the girls who do good, what is it that they don't do? So I felt like there was this big taboo around what we don't do, and if we don't do that, then we are good.
Got it.
But no, man, none of that exists anymore in my life. It doesn't matter whether it's a girl or a boy or any gender or any sexuality that you may choose to accept for yourself and to be and live in your truth. I think that's what's most important, because everything else around us is a societal layer.
Yeah.
Everything around us is somewhere speaking to us from their own bias, because it's their experience. So I feel like as far as you're living life and as far as you're experiencing everything that's coming your way, it's your own experience to understand in which part of the duality does it fit into. And then if it doesn't fit into something, that doesn't mean it's not right. It just means it's not right in your mind.
Got it.
So then how do you resolve that for yourself and be like, oh, my life is really authentically to be lived by me? Because I don't know if you relate to it. I feel you guys relate to it, but you know, when we are raised in nuclear homes or even in
Conventional.
like in conventional setups, even if it's a joint family, we are told what to do. We are told that this is what is your perceived future. So I remember fighting the Gregorian calendar for a very long time. Right?
Yeah.
If you start dating someone, then you need to date them with the idea of getting married to them. If you get married to them, then you need to set a date or an idea of when you'll have children with them. That's not it, because now you need to decide when your child grows up and your child marries, then when will that child also have a child?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, so
So
everything's by a set
Yeah.
calendar, set things.
Wow.
And I remember every time I would get closer to the date, I would start getting anxious. So it almost felt like I was having this war outside of me, right? And it's really not in your control to find the partner. It's not in your control when you're going to conceive. It's never, you don't know what's going to happen next in your life, and that is life itself, right?
Right.
And there was this time when I said, I will not chase this anymore. And I think that happened to me closer to my 30s. When I said, I am not living by this Gregorian calendar. I'm not living by these rules of, oh, this is why you should be praying. This is why you should not be drinking. This is why you should be eating what you're eating. This is what, this is how, this, whatever this was, I realized at that time that it wasn't mine. So I started doing things that I had never done before. So I learned how to swim when I was 30.
Wow.
For the first time, when I put my head under the water was when I was 30.
You're diving. You went diving, right?
Yeah, and I learned how to swim so that I could learn how to dive. So today when I dive in the open ocean, which is endless in every way and form, I'm literally like, wow, what kind of freedom this is. What kind of expanse this is. So I learned and realized that I wasn't waiting by the Gregorian calendar for anyone to bring me happiness, to bring me joy, or to bring me the validation that I'm good. So then if that's out of the window, then there is no polar opposite, because there is no good.
Yeah.
If there is good, then there is bad, but there is no good. It's just the state of being and experiencing and figuring it out. Fuck yeah, I'll wear the red lipstick. I will meet the boys. I'll meet the boys. I'll do what I gotta do, because I feel like I'm responsible for one part of this entire journey, and that is to take good care of myself. So I honor myself with that. And through those means, I've been able to kind of like
Wow.
clean those layers. Why did you ask me this question? Because this is such an interesting question. How do you say that you're the good girl gone bad? What does that mean to you?
That's a great question, actually.
Okay, I didn't know the spotlight is going to shift here so quickly, but okay, for the longest time, I was appeasing the world. I was people pleasing. I used to comply with every single thing, with every relationship, with every association. I wanted to be in the good books. I thought I would hurt people if I wasn't. So there were so many things that I was taking the load off. Some way I felt I am shrinking myself. I don't want to be earning love through labor. I don't want that for myself.
Very well.
I feel like that's not what I am becoming into. And I think some wisdom came into me from somewhere, maybe from my prayers or meditation or whatever you want to call it. And I said, you know what? I want to feel free. Then I said, okay, I'm going to do the things that I want to do. I'm going to put my foot down. I'm going to say more no's. I'm going to, if I'm going to be disliked, be it so. I don't give a and let's see where this takes me. Again, it's a process, right? Over the years, you are becoming a version of yourself every day. And when you ask yourself, what do I think of myself today? Do I like this version? The answer could be yes, no. And I think I like this version that I'm becoming into.
I
So
like.
self-validating. So for me, I think it's about just doing things that will liberate me. And this feeling is not being, I'm not going to trade this feeling for anything. And that's when I think about you, because Kubra is one of the most free souls I have met. Where does this fire come from? It's like, it's contagious. It's amazing to look at another human being. And then you're like, wow, she has also worked and she's also on this journey. And so am I. And I think, Ursula, you would have your own story to share.
Probably I would, but I want to go here. I want to
Yeah.
go back here because you said something very important. We saw Kubra recently. I really need to find out what Kubra has done. People are excited about what they do on the outside and cosmetically. I wanted to know your inner work. I wanted to know your inner engineering. और आपके लिए एक सवाल है ये गाना आपके लिए और ये क्लोजअप जाएगा आपका इस पे
Oh no!
ये गाना है तुम इतना जो मुस्कुरा रहे हो
क्या
क्या गम है जिसको छुपा रहे हो कैफी आजमी साहब का लिखा हुआ है
You know, there are few people who actually smile from within because life makes them happy. I practice that.
wow
It is not easy to do. I do it. I promise to God. I have to keep checking myself at intervals. Like, imagine the smallest thing upsets us, right?
Yeah.
I need to go from Andheri to Bandra. मैंने ऑलरेडी डिसाइड कर लिया कि ट्रैफिक होगी मैं ऑलरेडी डिसाइड कर लिया कि लोग हॉर्न बजाएंगे मुझे ऑलरेडी डिसाइड कर लिया कि अब वर्क टाइमिंग हो गया ये हो गया आई हैव ऑलरेडी गिवन माई सेल्फ इनफ ग्रीफ that there is no way that I will enjoy the ride back home. But what if I found other ways? It is going to take the time that it takes
yeah
to get from point A to point B. Can I at least choose to enjoy the ride? So this gum jo छुपा रहे हो part you're saying ना बहुत गम
हाँ
extreme gum
हाँ
because you don't have tools
yeah
to resolve that gum and this gum has like stuck to you dude like glue. You know, now this is gum veg. Like, it's really bad, dude. And this is literally it. After years and years. And there was just this one realization of, I want to meet myself.
whoa
The same thing that you were saying about Sadhguru, right? Like earlier
yeah
when you said,
when we spoke
if you are sitting with yourself and you're unhappy, then you're just in bad company.
true
Right?
Absolutely.
So I wanted to be happy with myself. I wanted to be joyous in my own company because I was the one who was running from one place to the other. God knows we've done things for love. I have.
Yeah.
I've gone to New York for love. I've gone to London for love. I've gone to Australia for love. I've gone to places. Why? Because यहाँ पे नहीं मिल रहा ना राजकुमार.
अच्छा
तो हम खुद चले जाएंगे यार. उसके पास टिकट की प्रॉब्लम
हम
होगी.
पहुंच जाएंगे.
कुछ तो दिक्कत होगी. हम पहुंच जाएंगे. नहीं मिला ना प्यार. इतनी दूर जाके किधर किधर नहीं गए हम लोग. But नहीं मिला प्यार. यानी there was something that I felt at this point. Instead of constantly looking for a resolution on the outside, what if I were to find a resolution on the inside?
true
What is it that I am doing or not doing in order to find that love? To find that peace? To find that joy? And I don't say that every day is the brightest, beautiful, sunniest day because I am not a computer program.
Of course.
I respond to daily stimuli. I respond to daily emotions. But there is a certain ability that maybe you saw in me, which is to be able to look at things in a different way. Just that. Because I realized that playing the blame game,
Yeah.
okay, it's because of you this happened. It's
Or
because
the
of,
poor me kind of.
the poor me thing. Mere saath
Victim mode. Victim mode on. Yeah.
yeah, I felt that wasn't serving me in any way. There are times when I'm just randomly walking while I'm speaking on the phone, and then I can see where my foot falls on the design of the carpet.
Oh.
And then I do these little things, which are my own grounding exercises. And I feel we do this.
Yeah.
The minute you realize that you're not doing it to escape a situation or to distract yourself, but you're actually doing it to ground yourself in the moment. And the more you do these things to bring you back into your awareness. So I felt that it was time that I started cleaning up my own mess.
A lot of inner work.
And simple things like this kind of led me. And then you get better at one thing, and then you're like, oh, I have other things.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. Oh,
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So when you become your own project in
Yeah.
a way, and then you see like, oh, how can I be more creative with this?
Yeah.
The one thing that sticks for me is the synchrony you have with yourself with regards to how aware you are with yourself. And, sometimes we use our voice, we speak up, and we ask for help if we need it. And a lot of times people are going to resist because we're speaking up, we're using our voice. They're going to have friction with them, and they're not going to like you for that. Do you think shedding this label comes at a cost?
If the price that you're paying to be a better version of yourself, shedding your old self, like it's very simple. You cannot pour out of an empty cup.
Yeah.
I cannot force more stuff into your cup because your cup is already full. So, the common action of emptying my cup and you emptying your cup is something that needs to happen together. Almost an assimilation of sorts, right? I feel that I'm happily not the person that I was, or I'm delighted to be a new version of myself. Still the same me. I'm still the same iPhone. I still have the same music, the same phone numbers, the same touch screen. But I am new and improved.
Updated version.
An updated version. I am 18.4. Who said I don't like tech? But no, that doesn't mean that my foundation is any different.
Yeah.
Do people have to pay more to get the new software and to get the new hardware version update? Of course, there is a cost involved.
Yeah.
I would look at it as an investment in yourself.
Yes.
So then the returns are compounded. You may not see it today, but you will see it if it's lying in there and you constantly are putting in the effort for sure 10 years down the line. It's just so amazing.
But you can
because
see that.
That's how we show up
Yeah.
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
And there are days when we don't.
Yeah. And that's okay, right?
And that's okay.
And consistency isn't straight line.
It's not linear. Growth isn't linear. That's
Absolutely.
very, an abstract. Growth is an abstract concept. But when you see it, you see
But
it.
having
Or rather, when you feel it, you feel it. Because seeing growth can mean money, growth can mean bank balance, growth can mean the snazziest car. But does that what you're after? It's a personal question, right? I can ask you that.
And if you're after that, fucking own it.
Yeah, fucking own it, right?
Fucking own it.
Yeah, like the Ambanis.
Then don't go around saying, oh, but मैंने तो ये क्या है?
Yeah.
मतलब एक तो no one asked you to go buy that fancy car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're buying that car and being guilty about it.
Yeah.
Like this thing के मैं undecisive हूँ
Yeah.
about how I feel.
Yeah.
And this is something that I constantly tell my partner even, right? No, when I tell you once, I mean it.
Yeah.
I have thought it through.
I say the same thing, but it does not register. There is a lapse.
Hey,
What
na?
do I do?
But I told you I'm coming. Now you're like, so you said you come. Now I told you I'm coming. And trust me, although I use my tools and this and that, if I don't find it, I do have a support system.
Hmm.
I can call and cry to people. I can call and yell. I can call and vent. Because it happens. We're all human beings. And there are times when the problem size is bigger than us. Reach out, ask for help. You said it, right? Like, we do have people who we can reach out to and ask for help.
Right.
I have my therapist. And I know that if there is a problem today that I cannot resolve, I am more than happy to take your help. But do I have that support system? And those support system are not my friends. They're not my family members. I need a third person who's entirely detached from the outcome of what happens in my life.
With no confirmation bias.
With no confirmation bias. Who can just tell me, something to maybe notice is that this is what you've been saying a few times over. Is that something that you've considered?
Gets you thinking.
Oh, fuck. How it is. I've only been blaming that and not been looking in. And ये चक्कर ही तो है.
ये चक्कर है.
वो जब टायर पंचर हो जाता है, हम टायर नहीं बदलते.
नहीं.
हम बस वो पंचर बदलते हैं. वो पंचर में हवा भरते हैं, उसको टेपिंग करते हैं. अब बहुत सारे पंचर हो जाएंगे तो 5 साल बाद बदलेंगे ना टायर. पर हमेशा थोड़ी हम टायर बदलते हैं यार.
ये मुझे आज तक पता नहीं था.
बिकॉज आप मोहतरमा ट्यूबलेस टायर चलाती हैं. ट्यूबलेस वो बहुत बड़ी बात होती है.
अच्छा, sorry guys, I'm
Atlantic.
That's an inside joke that the team would resonate with. Not our listener.
ये ट्यूबलेस टायर होते हैं मोहतरमा.
जबरदस्त बोला.
ये हमारी जर्नी है I-20 से Audi. हमको पता है Audi का ट्यूबलेस टायर. Okay, अभी हुआ है realization.
I love your journey. I am totally in love with your journey because it has shown me the possibility of just owning your story and becoming yourself. What's the best advice your therapist has given you? And I really want people to know this because a lot of people need therapy, and people who don't need therapy end up going to therapy because people who need therapy don't go to therapy. But everyone needs therapy. But
So everybody should go to
oh,
therapy.
absolutely. In my book, but yeah.
In my book too. Yeah.
Mine too.
But the question still remains.
So there are many things that have changed my life around in terms of small practices. So I would like to share 2 things with you that my therapist shared with me over these many years. Some may seem significant to some, the other may not. I don't care. But right now, this is what helped me. So one was my realization about how masculine I was trying to maneuver around my profession.
Oh.
So I remember my aggression towards everything was very masculine in order. And she wanted to guide me in the direction where I could embrace my femininity. So that's when she made me realize that masculinity was about doing and femininity was about being. And in order to learn what being is, she said, 1 hour each week, you need to spend time dolling yourself up. I need you to go and put as much effort as you can. But it has to be a 1 hour routine where you do skincare, where you wear makeup, where you do the little tiny bits and then don't go anywhere. But you do this Shringaras for a year. This will slowly start bringing you closer to your femininity.
It's so beautiful.
Because once you start peeling those layers, because this is like an untouched surface, no? It's like that Aladdin ka chirag. It's been there. कोई मिला फिर कोई घिसा वो चिराग, तो उसमें से जीनी निकला ना.
निकला.
तो एक बार रब किया, 2 बार रब किया. So she said, the more you go and use that muscle of being, the more feminine you will become. So now when I need to get ready, I make that effort. When I'm going out, this is for me. Otherwise, मुझे क्या फर्क पड़ता है? आप करते हैं, तो हम शेर थोड़ी ना धोते हैं. You know, that concept. But no, this balance. Now you can't just remove masculine and say, tomorrow I'm going to become feminine. That's never something that I could ever do.
That's what I liked about what your therapist has said. She's picked something that I see that the masculine energy that you are directing is in emotions like aggression or whatever it is, but she's not concentrating on that. She's like, let's just lift the being, and there will be balance that you will find between the masculine and feminine. So amazing therapist. Please share her number. We'll be going soon.
She's an amazing one. She's an amazing. She's a middle-aged lady. She's incredible.
Just kidding. I'm not chasing your therapist.
No, please do. Very happy to say.
But I loved what she said.
And what about the second?
Brilliant.
There's another point.
No, also like this thing, right? Sorry, but just to like
Gee.
connect this to the conversation we were having earlier about my injury.
Yes.
I remember when I injured my hand was the first time that I actually gave myself the real chance, not at just getting better, not just at getting stronger, but at getting leaner, getting fitter.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was really putting now this energy where I didn't have any choice but to work and to get strong. And I remember having a chat with a friend about my broken arm, which was absolutely useless a couple of years ago. And I had a chat and I said, and I was crying over the phone. I said, oh my God, my hand's broken, blah, blah, blah. And I remember him saying, so that's in the past, na? The break is in the past, na? So now what we do is we make this left hand stronger than our right hand. And this is my friend who practices sport, who's incredible, who's funny.
What's the name?
Rahul Bose. So
Yeah.
Bosey said this to me.
Wow.
And it's really that. It's what you were saying. That we have all of it,
Yeah.
but when we give strength
Mm.
to something that's not that strong,
Mm.
it becomes strong.
Yes.
So today I'm not just talking about how I need to reduce my masculinity, but I'm trying to see how can I enhance my femininity.
Exactly.
So then I make space
Yeah.
for both. So that was my one learning. The other learning now, because so many of my problems were existing in my deep conscious and in my super, super past, right? Whether it's my childhood trauma, whether it's parents, whether it's this, that, all those. Now I have sat with all these problems. Now I've resolved them. So today I'm able to see merit in everything that happened to me and how it shaped me. But today as a human being, I'm very fast to respond. And she said that alchemy happens. Now see, alchemy is not a real thing, but the idea of alchemy is that you can turn lead into gold.
Yeah.
And the way she explained that to me was when you have a problem and you let that problem tickle and you let that problem consciously become something, open up, then you remove it out. Then you can share it with your friends, then you can share it with your family. But even before you've pickled in it, even before you've let this problem understand itself, if you react, then you're not doing anything to the problem. I feel that's become most of our knee-jerk reaction in life, right? मुझे तकलीफ हुई, मैंने रिएक्ट कर दिया. मगर ये तकलीफ मुझे क्यों हुई? इसका मैं अपनी लाइफ में क्या सीख सकती हूँ? बिकॉज ये प्रॉब्लम एक बार आई है, ऐसा नहीं होगा कि ये प्रॉब्लम दोबारा नहीं आएगी ना. शायद मुझे फिर से ऐसे सेट में काम करना होगा, ऐसे माहौल में काम करना होगा. But if every time I go back with the same attitude, which is I have exploded, then how am I bettering my today's journey? Yeah. Because those problems, I have none to blame all of this on anymore. So this is my problem that I need to fix.
You're at that part of your journey where even your past is kind of reconciled with your present.
Yeah.
You have reached there.
Resolved. You just said resolved.
Resolved. The word you use is resolved.
Yeah, I've
That
resolved.
is a leap.
Yeah, it's a very big leap.
Wow.
Like I cannot sit here
Brilliant.
today and blame everyone else for everything bad that happened to me, because this whole thing again, that, oh my God, I don't understand, that person was so good and such a bad thing happened to him. Or then that person was so bad, yaar, but everything, very take it also, yeah. We were just talking, Neeti and I, about our friend Ashton Doctor. He says meditation is basically the internal bath that you give yourself every day.
Nice.
Cleansing.
We don't leave our house before a shower,
No.
but why do we leave our house before an internal shower?
That's true.
So if you bathe yourself internally, you're clean inside. Then you know that there's going to be lesser dirt inside you.
Kubra Sage. Let's talk about your book. The Open Book.
Oh, yeah.
Your real and raw expression is in that book. I haven't had a chance to read the book, but I did try and see through your interviews and everything that you've touched upon. It's titled Open Book, and I feel that aligns so well with this free spirited person that you are. Was there a chapter that you felt very scared to write?
Or naked, or you feel like I'm so seen here. Let me just hide myself a little, conceal me myself, or were you like, I give up, I have zero fucks to give?
Yeah.
So I had zero fucks to give.
Yeah.
That is true. But there was a very interesting observation. So there is a chapter in my book called I Don't Have Daddy Issues.
I love that. Yeah.
Right.
I
And
want to
then
talk
everyone
about
has daddy issues.
yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the title of the chapter
Yeah,
was
yeah.
I Don't Have
Yeah,
Daddy
yeah.
Issues. And I wrote this chapter and it was so interesting because I didn't even realize it. But my editor pointed out to me that for every other person or every other incident that you've given in your book or you've written about, you have such a great backstory. There's a visual image. We're able to read into layers of what happened. But with your dad, I can't see anything. Who was this guy? And I said, मैंने तो लिखा है तुम्हें पढ़ा नहीं मैं वापस पढ़ के सुनो I said, no. I read it, but there's really nothing about your dad. Who is he? And I swear to God, that was the hardest chapter there for me to read because then I had to go talk to him.
Oh.
I had to tell him, please tell me, who are you? Please explain. Because that's the first time I realized everything that I knew about him was from another person's perspective. Now, when I'm asking this person, who are you? Where did you come from? I have no choice but to accept what he's giving me.
Yeah.
When he's telling me I am this, I'm this, I'm this, and I'm like, नहीं, तुम तो ये नहीं हो.
मैंने तो कुछ
तो
और
मैं-
सुना
मैंने
था
तो कुछ और ही सुना था.
Yeah.
तो फिर उसमें तो मैंने अपनी judgment डाल दी ना.
Yeah.
So just to be able to hear my father speak his truth, because sometimes even you don't know your truth, yeah, because किसी ने तुमसे कभी पूछा ही नहीं कि भाई तुम हो कौन, तुम्हारी क्या journey है.
अच्छा question है यार.
That was an interesting exercise for me when I spoke to my dad the first time. And I think that's actually
So-
helped us a lot.
Oh, before helped you guys a lot.
Yeah.
You and
At
The
least I speak to him now.
father.
yeah.
And it's got nothing to do with what kind of a parent he was to me, but more importantly, just what kind of a human being he was to himself. What were the incidents that shaped his life? Now, whatever shaped his life is what he's going to use to shape my life. Right?
Yeah.
So I feel like that was an interesting chapter. From
That's catharsis. That's
big catharsis. There were so many big catharses in the book that I went through, whether it was the abortion, whether it was the abuse, whether it was, loving my mom so much that I could never see her do anything wrong. And then I realized I had become my mother. I didn't want her to do anything wrong. So how was that helping either one of us? So then that resolution happened. Whether it was my relationship with my work, I realized for me it was so important to be famous.
Yeah.
It was very important for me to be famous. Why? I don't know. Someone will hear me. I will be seen. I will be heard. Okay, now you have mic. What do you want to say? I don't know. Because I really don't know. So then I had to prepare myself कि जिस दिन mic आएगा उस दिन क्या करोगे? जिस दिन लोग पूछेंगे. And it happened so organically to me because when Sacred happened, when I had to play the role of Cuckoo, for example,
I was gonna get there, but yes, let's go there.
I didn't have a connection or a real life experience or learning about what it is to be transgender. I didn't have friends who were trans. I didn't have people who were from the community who I would hang out with or know what it was to come out to their parents. I didn't have any of that. And I remember playing Cuckoo as a person, not as a gender, not as something that was preconceived, as a person who wanted love, who couldn't see that love being reciprocated because according to the world, this is not a normal person.
Yeah. You don't have the right genitalia.
Imagine something that I am not responsible for. I just have.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
I don't believe in it. And because of this, I cannot have the love of my life. I looked at it from a person point of view. And when I saw that, and that thing shifted something so deeply inside me, reaching out to people, having conversations, all of that started after the show.
Absolutely.
Not before I did the
Yeah.
show, not while I was doing the show,
Yeah.
because it was a quick start, finish, shoot.
Got it.
Right? It was only much later. And imagine 6 months after the show has released, I was driving somewhere, I was in Pune, and then I got a call that Section 377 has got the boot.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting in that car and weeping because it was Faye again who, made that big announcement that, this is what has happened and love is love. And we are weeping, bunch of heterosexuals in the car, which is congratulations, Raj. Raj was our makeup artist during that show. Said, oh my God, love is love. And Raj was like unaffected by it. I said, why the fuck are you unaffected by it? Isn't it your win? Please, babe, we've always been winning. That's cool.
Oh,
Yes, babe. And that's when you realize that when someone is going through a journey, no matter what that journey is, right? It is just a matter of seeing it for what it is at that time. And I promise to God, something that was not even close to me changed me as a person. I started seeing love for love.
Wow.
I'll tell you what Cuckoo's portrayal, your portrayal of Cuckoo in Sacred Games did. For me at least, and I'm speaking for a larger audience, I don't know. No one comes into Bombay thinking, hey, I'm going to play a transgender role, I'm going to get famous. You did that. And you gave people who are transgender a belief system that they could be comfortable in who they were and the world will still love them. That's what the world owes them. And you made sure that happens. And I think that portrayal of the sensitive portrayal, and hats off to the team of Sacred Games. I think Anurag played
Anurag wrote it so well.
it was yeah. It was like, कहते हैं ना कागज पे आग लगी हुई थी. इतना powerful उसने लिखा होगा जब ही जाके वो जो आपने करा है वो कर पाए हैं. And you did that.
कुछ क्रिएट नहीं होता आइसोलेशन.
नहीं होता.
नहीं.
सिर्फ कोलैबोरेशन में क्रिएशन होता है.
Yes, absolutely.
As far as you know कि नहीं यार I didn't do nothing. I was very fortunate to be in the right place at the right time and to have the intuition to not say no.
Oh, that is powerful.
Right. Just say yes. Go ahead with it and then figure it out as it comes. Yeah, most people said, oh, it could have gone anyway. Yeah, but also imagine I was working with a recipe that has Anurag Kashyap, that has Nawazuddin Siddiqui, that has Vikramaditya Motwane. Okay, I don't trust myself. Can I wholeheartedly say I trust my team? Can I wholeheartedly say that I trust the people that I'm working with as a collaboration, as a culture that I'm working with? Yes, great. Those are my sounding boards. You don't have to rely on your feeling all the time.
True.
Also let go. थोड़ा मुट्ठी खोलो भाई. आगे बढ़ो.
सही है. आपने बड़ी अच्छी बात की. You said you also had the wisdom not to say no to Sacred Games. Is there something that you realize now that you had said yes to earlier that probably you should have said no to? Could be anything, because that was a question.
Wow.
Because that connects to Good Girl again.
No, that's beautiful. See, everything that I've said yes to, I've either said yes to it because I was receiving some sort of challenge, some sort of creative satisfaction, or money.
I got it.
And if it's either one of the cases, do it.
Do it.
If you're doing it for the money, then don't go about cribbing.
Yeah.
Because I know I got bills to pay, bro.
Yeah, true.
Absolutely.
So then you go ahead, because if that's the situation, then something else will come out of it. Then what you learn out of that is also important.
Hello, all the beautiful people out there who are easily offended. People pleasing is fear dressed in masquerade. You are groomed to confirm the standards set by other people. You are gaslit into believing that this is the only version of you that is acceptable to them. Their version, the version they have in their head. And you know when it's control? When their support feels like correction. That is control. So cast away your angel wings and become the person you were born to be. Embody your true self. Rest is up to you. Is there an existential crisis in Bollywood? An internal conflict that's brewing?
I am visitor. I have just come recently. अभी लोगों ने बोला अच्छा बैठिए जगह है ठीक है तो I can't give you like a very like deep rooted like ये industry है ये मैं जानता है. I cannot give you a perspective of that kind, but I can tell you from personal experience that a lot of things have changed in the last 15 years that I've been here, and I have been here for 15 years.
Oh.
In 15 years, I think I've seen things change in my first 5 years, and then in the next 3 years, and then in the next 3 years. It's been very interesting to watch because we've actually had significant changes, right? I remember when I moved to Mumbai, I was 27, and it was very clear in my mind that if I want to act, then the only kind of roles available for me were hero ki behan, heroine ki dost, one of the friends, bhabi, I could have played. One of those characters, because in a film you only have that many characters. Nobody was going to take me as lead. ऐसा नहीं था कि hopes, dreams, aspirations नहीं थे, but even then, looking at who the leading ladies were, in my purview, when I came into this industry, I just couldn't dance like them. I felt I wasn't as pretty as them. So that was not in my thing. I wanted to just do something that would put me on canvas. But that completely changed, even for me. Because slowly I wanted to be on a poster. I wanted to lead, because now I have opportunities that have come my way. So I can't really speak for other people, but I know that that has happened to me. From coming in here and having my first role as the maid of a film. And also, by the way...
Ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. Salman Khan's
and
star.
As a maid, there was this big hoarding in Juhu, which had the entire cast of Ready. And I was on that hoarding 15 years ago. The time I went trippy, mad, lost my shit was when I saw Cuckoo.
Oh, yeah.
On that Bandra Junction. That was crazy.
You went to see it? Or
Yeah. Got weird. I parked car, no parking, stood under the poster, and I said, "Ye main hai, ye main hai, ye main hai."
Did you cry? Did you cry at that?
Yeah.
All of that, huh?
Were you alone?
Full on.
No, I went with my very dear friend. Her name's Farah. So she came with me. She's been there with me for like my firsts, my many firsts. So yeah, she was there when I gasped. I died. I was like, what are you saying? Yeah. This is me. So I know that there is a change that is definitely happening, but I find it to be very interesting. Yes, of course, there will be some prime players. Yes, there will be some prime stories. But if you don't tell those prime stories through those prime players, then how will you run an industry?
Simple math.
It's simple math. Do you have hope that you can make something work for yourself? Are you willing to not conform to what is being told to you? Monkey see, monkey do culture all around us all the time. And this is not different to 10 years ago. This is not... You've been a part of this industry, right? Like you've seen your parents through this entire thing. Has it ever left our system? Never. The monkey see, monkey do syndrome exists.
It does.
I think there are outliers. Which
answering was one of them, probably two of them. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm an outlier, but I do know that I am someone who puts in all the effort and all that thing. And for me, winning is always a strategy. Then I'm not playing to win. Winning is the strategy. I've already figured that this ye ho jayega, wo ho jayega, to win to kar hi lenge. मगर मजा तो गेम में आ रहा है ना.
The strongest attribute of an outlier is to put in that work, which you call effort. Bloody put in the work, and that makes you an outlier. You come from somewhere, you have no connection. Like you said, when you came into this city, Mumbai.
Maybe I'm not an outsider. Maybe I'm an outlier.
You're an outlier.
Yeah. Great realization. I just had one today. Thank you. Yeah. I'm not an outsider. ये तो कॉन्वर्सेशन चल रहा है ना कि
Yes.
मतलब आउटसाइडर्स, इनसाइडर्स, नेपोटिज्म, ये वो वगैरह वगैरह. अब यार जिसका नसीब है,
उससे
तो
तो आप ले
उसके
नहीं सकते.
आप किसी और के नसीब के साथ खेल ही नहीं सकते.
आप
यार.
अपना काम
तो
करो.
आप अपना काम करो ना. But there is an industry shift that is happening, and I feel it is for the better. Yes, there is corporatization that's coming in, which makes it less of a culture. Like I remember I was sitting with Ranjit, Papa Ranjit. Yeah. So sitting with him, I was working on a Punjabi film with him.
You.
I worked with him, and I was sitting with him, and he told me about how he used to do 6 shifts. You know, and koi hero kabhi aa raha hai, koi hero kabhi aa raha hai, koi hero kabhi aa raha hai. But Papa Ranjit had to go and finish. Na 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was your thing, and you're going from Bandra to Film City, from Film City to another thing. So ye khatam ho raha hai. And because it was a culture, because it was a few families running this industry back in the day, ना, तो एक दूसरे को फोन कहते थे कि यार पता है रंजीत चला गया, उसका एक शॉट बचा था दोस्त, तो एक काम करना, वो जो तुम्हारा सेट लगा है ना वहां पे एक ऐसे उनका हाथ ऐसे झपटा करना और वो शॉट लेके हमें भेज देना. Now you tell me, is that possible for us to do today? अब वो करते थे, उसका मजा अलग था.
ये फैंटेसी है ना.
नहीं, ये सच बात है.
वो कोलैबोरेशन है, ये कुछ और है.
ये कॉर्पोरेटाइजेशन है यार, ये कॉर्पोरेटाइजेशन है. यहाँ पे एवरीवन इज ऑन सैलरी, एवरीबॉडी
क्रिएशन चल रहा है यार. मेटा
कि भाई मैंने देख लिया है, मुझे याद है भाई, तो ना बस ऐसे झपटा मारे ना, बस वो स्लीव फटेगा ना, बस मेरे को वो पार्ट मेरे को देते ना, मैं अपनी फिल्म में
ऐसे फिल्में बन.
और वो शॉर्ट फिल्म में चिपक गया.
पैचवर्क
वो लग गया. Right. But that was culture. I called you. You knew you were not like screwing with me. भाई को तकलीफ है यार. भाई भाई होता था ना, बहन बहन कहाँ होता था तब यार, भाई भाई होते थे यार.
ब्रो कोड.
ब्रो तो भाई को फोन है, भाई ने हो गया यार, करवा दिया. एक दूसरे के साथ ऐसे काम करते थे.
But you spoke about the bro code. I'll tell you something that I've seen in the world right now. And I've seen a lot of women talk about themselves from the male gaze. And these are people who are new age feminists. That's not a bad word. It's an amazing word. But you know what they do? They see themselves from the male gaze. Now, recently I watched something on the gram and it was, men don't like powerful women. And I'm like, is that even a conversation that you want to have to yourself, that you are evaluating what men don't like about you, and that is the core of feminism?
Yeah.
What is it that you like or don't like about yourself? When are you going to put that into a hierarchical?
Yeah, first you did for your mom, dad, brother. Now you want to do for that proverbial boy. Now you want to do it for the proverbial husband.
There's still the good girls who are just kind of calling themselves feminists, but what is feminism? Anyone can be a feminist, right? Kubra, what's your take on that?
Feminism, again, for me is, hey, do I get the equal opportunity to do what I feel like doing? That's what it is. It's really equal opportunity. There is really nothing more
To it.
True. Right. There's a sense of, I have a contribution to make for the upliftment of this. I have the intelligence to do so. So you're giving so many people a chance, na? So I deserve a chance.
Yeah.
I deserve that opportunity. And that's what feminism is. And yes, sometimes we need to ask for it. Sometimes we need to bark for it. Sometimes we need to yell for it. I understand, But there's so much work that, again, we are doing with ourselves. So there is like this one version of, learning that is happening, wherein we're still depending on validation that comes from the other side. But I honestly feel when you think of a universe which is utopian in nature, where everything is equal, well distributed, and everybody has abundance, everyone has a full cup. That is a utopian world.
Yeah.
And drama, friction comes in when it's got that imbalance. So
The
I
illusion.
feel
Maya Nagari.
we were just talking earlier about this experience of visiting nature and losing yourself in it.
Mm.
This is such an abstract conversation to have. But I'm just saying, I had the opportunity to be in Cairns
Huh.
and I hugged a tree that was thousands and thousands and thousands of years old, right? And I hugged it. There is energy in that tree. I felt it.
Wow.
I can't explain it. It's visceral. Like, I just remember it. But what I also remember realizing in that moment is that the ground that I'm standing on has the roots of the tree. And those roots must be so strong. And they must have gone into so many different places and given birth to so much more in the forest that we aren't even aware of. And maybe sometimes that's your job. To just hang in there and remember that the real work that you're doing is in the ground.
Kubra, we have this little ritual on the podcast, and it's called Phone a Feeling.
Phone a feeling.
Yes. And if you're listening, picture an old retro phone between the three of us on the coffee table. You know, the kind of retro phone you would watch your grandmother yell into, like, hello, hello, with the car. So, Kubra, that call that you did not make and you want to make, it could be someone from the past, present, future. Here's your chance.
You can keep the phone out. Let her pick it up.
And make that call.
Okay.
But I'm going to put it back.
Yeah, that has to be the
The
energy.
entire energy experience of watching you do it.
First of all, this is amazing. I haven't seen anything like this in such a long time.
On your lap.
Oh, I can? So cool. I thought this cord was connected. I could really make a call. Okay, no, I really like this. I just had a thought that I've missed my cat for the longest time. Yeah. So I'm very fortunate to have had a baby that spent like 12 and a half years in our house and in our family. And she's been a part of, and you know what? I actually couldn't say goodbye to her. Because I was shooting, I was in a show in Pune, and my mom was with us as well. And for some reason, she felt that something was wrong with Beta. It was a very strong calling. And my mom left that night from Pune, reached Bombay, took her to the hospital the following morning because Beta had not eaten anything. She was just lying there. And mom fed her. She didn't eat. Took her to the hospital the next morning. And then the doctor said that we have to say bye to her. And I never got to say bye to my baby. So, I am going to call my baby and say bye. What should be the number? Okay, because my baby was number one, we'll dial one. Hello, how are you, my number one baby? Oh, my little Betu. I just wanted to say, I miss you so much. I miss you so much. And I wanted to say that no matter where you are, I love you very much. And I also wanted to say thank you for giving us so many joys, so many memories. Also, do you know what? Now we have a painting in our house. And that painting is my first piece of art. And it has you in it. So I love you very much. Say hi to all your other friends over there. And just remember that when I'm on my way, then you will have red carpet for me, okay? Because now I'm celebrity. Don't forget. Okay, baby. I love you. Bye. Oh, I said bye. Till we see you again.
That was so beautiful. Ooh. Oof. Oof, oof, oof.
I don't know, I feel something
Yeah.
attached. Whoa. Is this segment gonna make me cry or the host or the guest?
We'll find out along the way.
Why did I cry?
Yeah,
But I was very happy to say goodbye. It was a big piece of my healing as well
wow.
that I had to do. saying goodbye. You know, for the longest time, my defense kicked in, right? And I was like, beta. And I swear to God, yeah, dude, she's in the book also. She's a very important part of my life. She died when I was like some 30 something. So imagine 12 years, 13 years of my life she was with me, right? My denial of her passing away was, so she died, na? So everyone dies. And then I had to make peace with even death. So then I took it another step further and I started killing everybody I loved. Just so that I know what that means.
Oh my God.
To
Can we
be-
get some tissue?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Gonna do this.
Yeah, on white.
Oh, you want to blow your nose?
Foundation will be on her.
No, it's okay. You guys can continue. Go ahead.
I think my heart was like beating faster because there was a connect. I've never seen her. I've always seen your expression of how much you love her on social media. But for me to witness this was
No,
like,
I don't think the cat that she
Sometimes we do post about beta, not as much.
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, your love for your pet. I've seen that on
Yeah.
social media. So this was like a window into your private space,
Yeah.
you know?
And I didn't know. Remember, we were just like,
Yeah.
who am I going to call? Who am I going to call?
Yeah.
Who should I call? She's like, call your past self and all this. What? Who? Where?
But on a lighter note, we've been talking about the Good Girl label,
Yeah.
how we've been shedding it away in our own ways and working on that.
Yeah.
What's the most ungood girl thing you've ever done? And I'm going to ask you this question too, but let's start with Kubra.
Was the most, I've done so many. Like, so many. I've had a frontal nudity scene on TV. Like, come on. Like, can we just like, sorry. I don't think anyone can beat that now.
Absolutely.
I mean, apart from my other labels like Pornhub and stuff. You can find me there too. No, it's real, dude. Like, that scene made it to Pornhub as well. So I'm on like multiple streaming platforms.
Thank you. This has been a joyride. What an incredible time we are having with you as we speak. It's been an eye opener. It's been super inspiring. It's been like, maybe this is what I needed.
at the beginning of season 1, this is what we have.
Yeah.
Like we have someone who's like an open book.
Yeah.
Like her book. The open book. It couldn't be any other title. Yeah. She called her book Open Book. Because I did read it. I did read bits of it. So I have him because we were shooting here. I think it's only available Kindle version, if I'm not
No.
mistaken. It's out of print.
If it is out of print,
is out
then
of
it
print.
is a bestseller, guys.
Yeah, of course. It is.
If it is sold out, then this is a very good. Thank you for sharing because I haven't
I tried
read.
to get the book physically and was on Kindle. So I went to the PDFs that are available online and I read excerpts of it. And I
Oh wow!
didn't
Thank
see
you.
any other title.
I'll
but
go check.
Open Book.
Thank you. Thank you. I always said this. I say people don't ask good enough questions. Because if you really cared, then there are... people love it when someone can ask you something that you've never really thought about before. But we don't have the patience to come up with those questions because we aren't curious about people anymore.
Yeah.
We're just so like lost in the clouds above our head. But ask a good question, there will always be a good answer.
Right. Great. Do you want to say anything else?
I love you.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you. I love you.
I love
I love you. I love you. I love you.
I love my team.
I love you.
I love my team.
Very, very nice.
I hope, Johnny, you're going to be fine. You back? Thank you for saying yes, Cobra.
Thank
Means a lot.
you.
We have been wanting to get you there in that exact position, in that love position from last season. But I said we're ready now.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad we did this.
Thank you so much.
Kubra Seth,
Yes.
what is your love lingo?
What's my love lingo? Physical touch.
Okay.
I know I just said physical touch. But it's very interesting how acts of service leave a very lasting impact on your mind. So this happened to me just a few days ago. And people said, oh, you become so soft. Now you're dating, right? Or you're so soft. You become, shut up. It was always soft only until I give you one slap. You know how hard I am. But this happened to me. I was very sleepy, extremely sleepy. And Akash, my partner, moved me, wanted me to move to one side of the bed. And I woke up to move and I felt thirsty. So I realized, and all of this is in my sleep, yeah? And I realized that my bottle didn't have enough water. So I was struggling with it. He took my bottle, he filled it up. And then when he was trying to screw it back in, it was not fitting in the groove. Thoda upar tha. In my neend, I was getting upset that it was not correct. And this boy was like, you sit, I'll do this. And he opened it and he fixed it for me again. And he made me drink my water and I went back to sleep. And I don't remember this until I woke up the next day and I was screwing the top of my bottle myself. And I realized that act of service, because it was so easy, it's a small bottle, yeah, who cares? But he did that for me when I wasn't even fully registering it. And I think that is the act of service or love lingo. That is so, when you're doing things for people when they aren't seeing, when you're feeling something about somebody or saying something about somebody when they're not hearing.
Shout out to Akash.
Oh yeah, we like
Akash.
Akash. We like Akash.
Yeah.
No, he's a good man, and
It's good to hear. Good to know.
Good to know good man. Good to know good man.
Thank you for watching yet another episode on Love Lingo.
off.
Off.
Okay, off. Okay. Thank you for watching yet another episode on Love Lingo. Please do subscribe to our channel. On hi bolna tha na?
What did I have to say? Aja.
Come. Thank you. Yeah, now this is mine, okay? Okay. Thank you very much for watching yet another episode of Love Lingo Season 2. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you've really enjoyed this show and you want to watch more BTS, then please see our Instagram. There's a lot of fun bits going on there. Audio streaming on every audio platform you've ever heard of. Go watch us and hear us.
We want to make love pop again. Woo!